All right, we're moving up again here, Joe, to 170 pounds. And the man to beat here is Maximus Hale. All hail Maximus. Max Hale.
Max, the mullet Hale.
Yeah, but the mullet's back, Joe. Everyone's wearing the mullet. Wait till you see these North Penn kids. They have some ugly mullets. I mean, you're going to have to pick the best mullet, and it's got to be the ugliest mullet here at Regional. Yeah. So, Max, if you're listening, you better trim that thing up because you got some good competition. Mm-hmm. But let's talk about the weight class a little bit.
Feather it nicely.
Yeah, this is a weight class, again, stacked with returning state qualifiers. I mean, we have, DiBernardo from Westchester East. You have James Lito from Lower Merion. We have some newcomers to the weight class. I mean, Corbett obviously has been there from Council Rock South, but there's a couple dangerous guys in this weight class at 170 pounds. So let's talk a little bit about the weight class. We'll look at my top six. I have Maximus Hale, and I have James Lito from Lower Merion, getting himself into this final. And I'm just going to tell you why. I think the DiBernardo Corbett match is key. Whoever can win that quarterfinal match is big in terms of the Lito. DiBernardo is the guy. I think Lito takes DiBernardo out, and he goes against Hale in the finals. That's my only reasoning there. I have Corbett coming back and taking fourth, and Chase Smith is dangerous. If Chase Smith is on, and I know you have him at the 3-hole, that's where he probably should be. He can wrestle that way. It's just a matter on which Chase Smith shows up on any given day. He could be third, he could be fifth. So we kind of have the same guys in there except for McCutcheon. You have Lito out of the top five, and I threw in a guy there, Isaiah Stamen from Cheltenham. He's kind of blown under the radar all season long. He's posted 26 wins, only 3 losses. He's pinned a lot of guys throughout. I mean, obviously, he hasn't been a lot of the top guys, but he's a dangerous dude. And also, we talked about the first round matchup in this weight class. I mean, you talked about Patrick Chapman from Happy Horse. I'm a little bit of a homer there. I mean, Patrick Chapman has, 41 matches under his belt, and James Lito has 25. So this is a tough matchup for Lito out of the gate against Chapman. I mean, Will Johnson's getting Ricky McCutcheon out of the gate, 32-12 against 31-4. I mean, we can do this all day long. You look at DiBernardo, Alan Alexander, Boyertown, 26-14 against 31-4
with a win over Chase Smith.
I'm just reporting the facts here. So we keep going up, and again, you look at these records and you look at who these kids have wrestled. I mean, North Penn, Jarrett Neesock comes in at 29-11. He's going against a 26-3 Stamen. I mean, the edge goes to Neesock there in terms of experience, but Stamen's dangerous. Gunnar Spain had Nick Corbett beat in the finals at the District 1 East tournament, and he's dangerous when he drops down. So this is a weight class that can go anywhere. I mean, Max Hale, done. This is a done deal for him winning this weight class. Everybody else is scrambling to get to states.
I agree. This one is weight classes that it's there. There's one guy that is the guy per se, and everyone else kind of fighting for the other places. I know you're big on Lito. I'm not completely sold. He's at a weight class that he probably shouldn't be at 170, again, who the 23-2? Who is he? How many great kids has he wrestled? Downtown West has a tremendous schedule. And you look at Hale's 35-2. We don't need to talk about Council Rock South, Springford, or Owen J. Roberts schedules to know that those guys are battle tested. Westchester East doesn't exactly have the toughest schedule, but we know DiBernardo's tough. This is his 4th trip to regionals, and he's already been to Hershey once. He's tried and true, tested. One of the best here in that our region has to offer. But the I see going a little bit different. I think DiBernardo makes it to the final just based upon his experience. Chase Smith beats McCutcheon again. McCutcheon just hasn't figured out Chase Smith, and McCutcheon been wrestling real well as of late. He just, for whatever reason, he can't figure out to beat Chase Smith. And Chase Smith does a good job of counter wrestling. Chase Smith does a good job of keeping your attacks at bay because he uses that length to his advantage. So it's a matter of being able to do those things and not let him in on any kind of counter. He does a great job of scooting hips when you get in deep on shots. And once he is figured out, I think McCutcheon, could beat him, but for now, I think Chase is just a little bit better than he is. Corbich getting through and beating Lito to get to states, and again, Lito have another opportunity next year to make it as a senior. In my opinion, I just don't see it this year. This is where we can agree to disagree. I know you have him being a regional runner-up, and I have him, sitting home next week. So
yeah, I mean, I would like to talk a little bit about McCutcheon. McCutcheon finds himself in a tough spot. I mean, he's going to wrestle Will Johnson from Oxford out of the gate. I have Johnson winning that match. So for me, that's kind of big. I'm assuming you have McCutcheon winning that first match. But if he loses that first match, he comes in against Chapman from Happer Horsham, and if he beats Chapman, he comes in against Gunnar Spain on my scenario, and I don't have McCutcheon getting by either one of those guys. I have Chapman beating McCutcheon. I have Spain beating McCutcheon. So McCutcheon's got some work to do. I know you're kind of saying that he's kind of right there and hasn't figured out Chase Smith. I don't think McCutcheon is at the same level as some of these other Owen J. Roberts guys. That's just my impression. I've watched McCutcheon over the years. A couple years ago, I would have disagreed with my statement right now, because I remember him as a sophomore really stepping up and getting the job done. He was banged up a little bit. He did whatever was asked of him. But I think he's in a tough weight class. I don't think he's at the same caliber as some of these guys. But we'll see. But again, that winner of that match, is key. I mean, McCutcheon gets by Johnson. He beats Lito, then he's probably there. So this is one of those brackets where I see a lot of craziness. We haven't really talked about upsets. There's going to be a dozen upsets that nobody's talking about in these brackets. I know everyone's at home trying to figure this out too, but I just have a feeling that there's a weight class where you might see 2 or 3 of the upsets that you're not thinking about, and that's just my opinion. So we'll see, and good luck to all these guys. This is a great weight class. It really is.